Just give a minute for the people to be able to join, please. I hope everyone is doing great. Good, 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 good. And I saw while I'm at meeting everyone, I saw um, lots of questions on school, so that's wonderful. And I will be going through everything also myself tonight and tomorrow morning. But if I cannot, answer you right away, feel free to answer each other, okay? Because you might have even better idea than I do. Many times, that's what's happening. So I hope I'm approving. I'll keep approving people to join. So welcome to day two. Basically, yesterday we have covered a lot of how to create your offer. So I want to see from you either, I don't know, a thumbs up or a comment, or if you wanna speak, you can definitely do that. How do you feel about it? Was that useful? Have you been able to at least craft some ideas about how to position better your offer? Okay, and meeting. Triad gave me some good offer statements. Lovely. Okay. Don't we love AI when it's put to good use? I'm new today, so excited to play. Hi, James. Welcome. I'm glad you got my email on time.
Thanks, Anna. Good to be here.
Wonderful. All right. Oh, Mohammed, perfect. I help can just transition to high demand. Lovely. So you have been really giving that a lot of spin, Mohammed. I think you're definitely coming to the right place. I'm curious what your audience will say next about what you do. So if I know some of you haven't been able to see the exact full session of yesterday, it's available for you, right? You have it in the email. By the way, if you don't get my emails, please unspam me. Okay, whitelist me in your inbox, because it does happen. So you have to simply go to your promotions folder or to spam and just get me out of there, please. And you have it in school. You have everything in school, in classroom. You have the how it's called, the oh my God. You know what happens after pregnancy? You have some brain fog. So the recap, the recording. That's the word I was looking for. You have the recording there and all the materials. All right. So I think that most of you have actually joined. Who is late will be joining us, but let's not lose this time. Today, we're not going to talk about your offer, but I want you to keep it in mind. And of course, you'll still refine it. And what's really important of yesterday, what I really want you to just keep in your heart, is that whatever offer you think you are making, make it based on the feedback from your audience. So don't try to sound smart. You are smart. You don't have to prove it in how you are shaping your offer. Prove it by making it clear and simple and easy to understand, and get feedback from your audience. We talked a lot about that yesterday, so go back through it if you need some ideas, or catch up as well with this team here for continuous feedback. That would be really useful for you. What are we going to do today? We are getting deeper into what actually makes that offer that you have built yesterday or the other day or in the future profitable. And that's what it's all about. My honest advice is to not wait weeks or months to implement this. Okay, start it right away. Even if you believe you don't have a perfect offer yet, or you don't have that audience, try it out. What do you have to lose, right? So what makes an offer profitable, besides being clear and simple and getting feedback from your audience, is definitely not the landing page. It really doesn't matter that you don't have a website designer now to create your wonderful landing page. It's not the emails that you are sending, it's knowing exactly who in your audience is ready to buy. Okay, and approaching them differently by who is ready to buy and who is not. And I'm going to clarify on that exactly what I mean, and you will see the difference. Now, not everyone in your audience is ready to buy. I'm sorry, but I want you to internalize this. It's really the same thing with who is giving you likes versus who is actually subscribing to you, right, on a newsletter. Who is saying, who is commenting on all your I don't know, posts on all your notes versus who is actually becoming a subscriber. So some are hot leads, okay, who just need, that little impulse from you and that little message in order for them to say I do, or the right offer. And some need a little more education. They want to buy something, but probably they don't know exactly what you have to offer and if it's the right thing for them, but you have definitely built trust with them if they are in the warm market. And some are cold, okay, and these people will not buy from you right now, and especially high ticket offer, because again, we're not talking here about low ticket offers that you can do anytime very easily. We are talking about something that is actually worth your time. So, what's important, I believe, and that was my biggest lesson as well throughout these years, was to understand who in your audience is a hot lead, who is warm, who's cold at any point in time, because this changes as well. It's not the same from month to month. And it might change because of your offer, or it might change because of times, or it might change because, I don't know, your attitude, or because of their context. It's absolutely normal. And if you treat everyone the same way, you will just repel a lot of these people. You'll make them not want to pretty much be in your audience because they are bombarded with the wrong message for them, and you definitely don't want that. I personally send a lot of messages to my audience, and I do have from time to time people who unsubscribe, and I'm thrilled when that happens. Not because they unsubscribe, of course, but because it means that they understand that is not the right thing for them, and I'm not wasting my time, sharing knowledge with someone who doesn't want to be in my audience. It makes things so much better. So by the end of today, you will know four things in addition to what we have already talked: how to identify who's actually ready to buy, how to segment your audience into buyers versus browsers, how to approach each segment differently, and your complete 2 weeks launch system that you can implement. Let me also clarify something. I'm not saying ignore your cold leads, okay? What I'm saying here is strictly in the context of making an offer and selling it. Of course, you can warm those cold leads up as well, and I urge you to do that, but that's a different story. Okay, on how you engage with them, and we need to obviously treat everyone with respect if they are in contact with us in any ways. All right, good. What did your audience tell you? Okay, I would actually love to spend a minute here and hear a bit your stories, because I know that some of you and some of you also wrote to me, like Stephanie, you launched already a poll with your audience yesterday to find a few more things from them. So would you like to share, how did that go? I know that some more actually wanted to run quiz. Let me open the comment section. Uh, oh, nice. Okay, we phrased it in 90s, you will. Lovely. So see, you're already helping each other. I did have been getting amazing response. Wonderful, Shagun. Okay, so I hope that was useful for you to shape up your offer. You see, if we ask people, they kind of tend to actually respond. And so, have you used polls or went in the chat? What did you do? Have you used the quiz? I don't want to keep you a lot if you don't want to share right now.
Uh, am I supposed to speak? So I was typing, sorry.
Don't worry. Okay, you can just speak, Shagun.
Okay, so I am anyway planning a 20-day, 21-day healing series, covering a lot of these things and how you can quantum jump your life. So I think most of the people on Substack are always looking for that, I have visibility issues, I don't know how to express. So I just asked a random question that, what is your biggest challenge that blocks your expression that way? And a lot of people said overthinking, we don't know, we are not consistent, and a lot of that. So that gave me a lot of pointers to create the next meditation that I'm working on. So I
Okay.
told them that I'm going to use the inputs and weave to help that healing session. And I'm planning to do one free session for all of them. So that way I
Wonderful.
can also gauge that if they are able to connect or not.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that, Shagun. Wonderful. Okay, so I definitely invite you all to continue to quiz your audience from time to time. I told you I'm doing this often in the chat as well, just to get a pulse, what the people want to serve them better. Even if that doesn't translate into an offer, because not everything should after all, you at least know what better content to create for them, what are their most urgent questions, what does your audience want at that moment particular in time. Right, Amalia, I'm running a pretty intensive campaign at the moment, but I'm summarize all my highest performing posts and asked AI what theme they could see and what they think my audience really wants. Wonderful. I think that's definitely everything that I want you to hear. I think that you are starting to implement these things. Perfect. Now, the biggest mistake in every launch, okay, I truly believe this, is treating everyone the same. And I'll continue to say this today to internalize it. Most creators, including myself, we have done this several times. We have a number of subscribers. We send the same launch emails to all of them, okay, because I don't know, we don't think better, or why lose, some of them. Same message, same urgency, same approach. And we have a small percentage of conversions if we're lucky, because people feel some of them will relate to our message, but most of them will not, because they will feel like it's too generic for them, or it really doesn't relate at all with their problems. And probably you have felt that when you have been the receiver of such messages, and especially now in November and December, you are bombarded with them. And when someone is actually talking to you and to your specific problems, or when they're just generic about everything else. So what smart creators do, and what you do, okay, is to segment those subscribers that you are having. And it really doesn't matter. I picked a number here. You don't have to have 1,000 or 100,000 or 100. It really doesn't matter how many you are having, as long as you are understanding them very well. They segment those. You have to segment these people into at least three things. Okay, hot leads, warm leads, cold leads. The simplest thing, your hot leads will generally be around 10ish percentage of your audience, and this would be the people ready to buy, but they just need the right offer, and they truly are 10%. So I know that it might sound a lot for some, but they truly are, probably more in some cases. Your warm leads, this is where the majority of the first half will lie. They're interested, but they need more information. They need more education. They need to know you exist and what you do for them and how you're solving it. You built their trust, you gained, their attention, but they need a little more information from you. They need case studies, convincing, etc. And the cold leads, okay, who are actually at least half of your audience, usually at any point in time. And these people are there to figure it out themselves. They are there to understand you, because they are curious, because I don't know, they saw you somewhere, they liked what you said, and they want to see if you are saying something interesting again, but they're not necessarily ready to buy, okay, whatever offer you are having. Now, approaching each group differently is what will truly make the sale. Okay, and it's what will bring those 1 percentage of conversions to 10 percentage of conversions that you need to really expect for high ticket type of offers. Same audience, different approach. This is what will make the difference between having a profitable offer and not a profitable offer. Now, how to identify each of these segments is the real question, right? And again, we are going to use AI a bit for it, because we are living in that era where we can do that. I think that if you really think about it, okay, already, who are your hot leads. You have those 1 2 people in your DMs that have constantly asked you questions, and not just curiosity, but starting to create a bit of a relationship with you. At least one person there has to be there who is not immediate family. By the way, family usually doesn't buy, so don't rely on them for buying your offers. Okay, rely on them for feedback and for spreading the words, because they are nice people always. But I don't know, at least that's how I saw it. Family doesn't really buy first. Okay, now before you launch anything, you need to know who is actually ready. Okay, now these are some signals that you can use, and we'll talk about how you can also do that with AI, although I think you have kind of figured it out already. They're engaged with problem focused type of content. Okay, they comment things like struggling to monetize. In my case, okay, so I'll be talking about a niche, like talking about monetization, like struggling to monetize. Who is commenting like that is more likely to buy, right, than someone who just likes your inspirational quotes and the nice things that you are sharing. If you are in I don't know, the fitness niche, then they will say struggling with time, or implementing a meal plan, or knowing exactly what exercises to do. So they will talk exactly about the problem they're having, and that probably relates to your offer by now. They have asked you questions, and they have consumed your free resources. They have downloaded everything that you have actually shared, or if you made smaller offers, they have definitely taken that. They are opening more emails, they are commenting more, they are sharing a little more. Okay, so this is a pretty good signal, and you can observe it just with your free eye, just to put it like that. But you can go a little bit deeper than that, of course. Sorry, just let me. ah, Sorry, can you still see what I'm sharing here? Yeah. Okay, I think it's visible right now. All right. Now, how to identify them exactly besides the signals? You go through your last posts, okay, notes, articles. Again, this is not only about Substack. You can definitely go on Substack, because that's the easiest way that you can check this stuff out. But maybe you are having some posts as well on some other social media. Which ones got the most comments, likes? Okay, now if it's an inspirational quote, that will not help you a lot. That's why you need to post more than attention grabbing type of post. But if it was something a problem related, that already signals you this is what my audience is interested in. And again, it might be something that you haven't thought about in the beginning. It might be a different problem. For example, what I mean again by that, um, last year when I was doing more of done for you services with LinkedIn, I was talking a lot about brand identity for executives and for companies. But at one moment, I have shared something from my experience with working with luxury brands, and how do they need to position themselves differently. And that post exploded. It got like thousands of engagements all of a sudden. I was not having any offer for that, because that was something in the past, and I was like, yeah, let me share a bit about that. It could be interesting for my audience right now. I don't know what else to post. And I didn't have an offer for that, but that was a clear signal that people were more interested in my audience. Okay, were more interested in that topic than in something else. Obviously, I made some shifts because of that. So this is what I'm talking. It doesn't have to be something going viral like that, but you know which kind of posts, um, post notes, whatever they are, okay, generate a little more interest. And if they are educational or addressing a type of problem, that signals you that that's what your audience wants. Okay, then you are going through that. We talked about how to identify an offer yesterday, but I'm still covering some points. You look at it at the comments, and you see who comments multiple times. You can see that as well with your bare eye in many cases. Okay, if you don't have thousands of comments every other day, those people are showing you they have a problem that you are solving. Okay, these would be some of your hot leads. Now someone actually experiencing the problem, okay, this just how I'm trying to highlight it here, is definitely a hot lead for you. And again, many times you can just see that from your own comments or from the chat. If you do not have um, I don't know, comments, let's say on your post yet. Let's say that you have the experience, you already have an offer, you are here because of that, but maybe you haven't spent a lot of time on social media, you haven't, spent a lot of time on Substack, you don't have comments at all. Look at your competition, but look at your direct competition, okay? Look at the ones who are solving the problems that you are solving as well. That's why you need to start then from your offer, like we talked about yesterday as well. But you can look through their comments and see, you know what kind of questions those people have, and try to um, figure out who are the hot lists there as well. Of course, it will take time. Now, Signal 2, they have asked you questions. I think we have covered that. So I'll go to Signal 3 then. I think it's obvious, right? If they ask you a question, they are definitely a little hot. They are hot lead, and not a question like, I don't know, can you share my posts, or do you just want to be friends? All right. They have consumed your free resources. This is a very important signal, and it's much easier for you to identify because you see who clicked on it, right, and who downloaded. If you obviously have tracked those emails as well, they downloaded your lead magnet. I personally have um, an offer also for my free subscribers. The moment they become a free subscriber, they get something on how it grows. So I, give something also to free subscribers, not only to the paid subscribers. And then it's very easy for me to see who has actually used that resource that I gave, and who is interested then in a little more, and they become a warm lead this way. You see how it goes. It's very easy. Click links in your newsletter multiple times. That's a hot lead. Watch your videos, your long form content. Join your live events and comment it a lot. I don't know, replied to your emails. That's fabulous, right? So that means that that person is already interested in making a connection with you. So maybe you can solve some of their problems as well. Now, that's it doesn't mean that these people will buy whatever you are selling them, but it means that they do have a very hot interest in what you are serving. All right, let me ask if this makes sense until now. And if you are, confused about anything, or if you want to ask anything, let me know right now. All right. Okay, I saw a thumbs up. I'm getting actually aware of how much more insight you can get into your audience with Substack versus Instagram plus Squarespace, which I am now. Yes, Substack is amazing because of that, because you can download your audience, right? So yesterday I told you download, export pretty much your subscribers. That's your gold mine. You can do it from other platforms too, but very limited. I don't think you can do it on Instagram for sure, but you can do it from LinkedIn. You can download your contacts, so only people who have connected with you, not who follow you. But on Substack, you go into your dashboard settings, subscribers, and on the right side, you have to be on a desktop or a laptop, right? You cannot be on your mobile. On the right side, you have three little dots. You click those dots and you have export, and you get a wonderful CSV file with all the engagement details. Now, this file, though, won't tell you about people who, sorry, it will tell you about people who engaged with you, people who clicked, okay, people who shared, but it doesn't tell you what they commented, right? So it will only give you their engagement details, which you can still feed into AI and ask him to analyze it, versus your offer. Definitely do that. But you can give AI a little more. You can copy paste all the comments that people gave or that you are finding interesting, the questions you got, so that he really identifies who are your hot leads on a monthly basis, maybe. Okay. Now, you need to segment your audience before you launch. Please, please do. Don't treat everyone the same way because you will have much worse results and much lower. And you will bore people out. Okay, they won't want to stay, for the next message. Segment. Sorry, anyone has a question? No. All right. Now, segment one, hot leads. Okay, these are your 10%, and this is your key. Okay, these are the people that you need to focus on the most when when you're launching something. Again, treat everyone with respect, but these are your hot leads. Kaya, which AI, Claude or Perplexity is best? I use Perplexity with Claude 4.5. It works very well. Use a pro version of any AI, um, because it will give you better results. All right. Now, who they are, okay? Who are your hot leads? Engage with problem focused content multiple times. Asked you questions in direct messages or in comments, replied to your emails, downloaded your free resources, showed up to your live sessions, etc., etc. Those who engage directly with you, these are your hot leads, or who leave very clear signals in the comments on what's about. That's why, by the way, that's why it's so important, as much as you can, to reply to comments that you are getting on your notes and posts. I feel guilty about, when I cannot reply to everyone, because sometimes I cannot, especially now with the new baby. But replying to your comments doesn't only show respect, but helps you also understand what your audience really wants, and you are becoming aware of what they ask a little better, right? What do these hot leads need? Okay, a direct invitation to buy. It's as simple as that. Okay, social proof that what you have to offer for them actually works. So more case studies, more social proof, results from other people, your results, what you can do for them, right? That's what they need to see. And clear next steps, make it easy for them to buy. So if they're already hot, they are just waiting for a signal. Don't make it too complicated, make it clear, telling them exactly what are the next steps. And it doesn't have to be 100 of them, it needs to be maximum two. All right, how to approach hot leads. Don't send them a generic launch email, first of all. Send them a personal message, okay? Because this will not be outbound, okay? You will not be going to them out of the blue. Hey, I have, I saw we are connected on LinkedIn, so I thought I'm going to offer you this program. You are not doing that. I never bought from someone who did that to me, by the way. So nobody will buy from you if you do that either. But if they already engaged with you, if you have created this type of relationship with them, you can approach them directly, because this will be okay. And you ask for permission. You don't just show them the jacket with the golden watches, right? You ask for permission. Hey, I saw that you are having this type of problem. I'm actually having this offer. Would you be interested in knowing more? If they say yes, wonderful, give them details. If they are silent or say no, no problem, just enjoy the relationship further on. Here is a template, okay, if I can call it like that, right? I notice you have a specific problem, or you ask this, I'm launching this. I is designed specifically for people dealing with the exact problem that you are solving for. Based on what you have shared, this could be helpful for you to achieve this type of outcome. Want to join before I announce it publicly? Okay, bonus points if you do this before you're actually launching publicly, because it will show even more care from your side, that you do. And if you have any special offer just for these people, again, that will be the moment to share it. Don't rely your launches only on special offers, because then everyone will only expect sales, and you don't want to position based on price. You want to position yourself based on value. Okay, this is not about which program is cheaper, this is about which offer is solving the problem best. And that's it. This is how you approach it. Don't make this a cold DM outreach. because you will just repel people. But again, if you have a relationship with them, you can pop in and truly make this kind of message. Obviously, you personalize it a bit. Why this works? You are acknowledging their specific interest. They feel seen, and they understand that, hey, this person actually saw my comments and understands my problem. You are giving them a VIP treatment because you reached out personally and you are making them an offer, even before launching if possible. But anyways, you reached out personally to them, and you're making it personal, not mass marketing. And we all love that today, right? Who doesn't like to be treated like a person and not like a marketing target? I could give you hundreds of examples. Now I'm really curious about seeing yours. But from the people that I have worked with, they had the best results with this type of approach, because it makes it easy for people to say I do when you treat them this kindly and in this manner. And you also, bonus points, can refine your offer so much better when you look at things like that. All right. So this is the most important part, I think, for you, treating the hot leads. And now we are going to have an approach also for your next type of leads, warm leads. Okay, the remaining 30-40% of your audience. So these people need a little more education. Okay, and they need education about why offer matters to them, proof that it works, multiple touch points to build trust, more case studies, more examples from real people. Maybe you're going live with someone who has actually been in your programs and can give feedback from what you have done. This is an approach, by the way, that I am employing pretty often. Because I like to, one, expose the people who have been in my programs to share their results and them sharing their offers. And you have probably seen me live doing that a few times. And it gives people trust that it's not only me talking about my results. There are actually real people who have those results. You don't have to just mention that. Now, they would be following you and consume your content more than occasionally. Actually, they might have liked a few posts, interested in your topic, maybe 50% of your posts they have opened by now, and they have not engaged deeply, but they are definitely interested. And how you approach them? Okay, you for them, you can just go to with your standard launch sequence, and you will have as well what that means a little later here and in your toolkits as well. I'm going to share those with you as well. But you focus on education first, and then the pitch. Actually, if you do the education part, the pitch is obvious. You don't have to make a lot of pitch. You just say, click here to buy it. That's all you need to do. Now, a sequence for warm leads and for all your launch will look like this. Okay, 5 emails. That's it. Email 1, day 6 before launch. That's what I mean by day 6. Okay. uh yes, so it's 5 days up to the launch. Maybe I should name them differently, but please consider that day 10 means just before the launch. Okay, here's what I'm launching and why it matters. So creating awareness and a bit of interest. The next day, you will send something like the real problem you are facing and why typical solutions don't work. So here you are actually acknowledging the problem that people are suffering from and that you are solving. And here you are going deeper into um, creating awareness on their pain points. Okay, just to really acknowledge how they feel about that problem. So you see, we're not getting into the details of the offer yet. The third one would be, here's what becomes possible when you solve this. Show them what's possible. Okay, create awareness, make them really acknowledge the problem that they're having so that they feel that that relates to them or not. And then you show them the possibility of having the solution. So just like in a story, okay, we are moving from the evil queen to what's possible when she's defeated. Then the next email is addressing your concerns, price, timing, fit. So you are solving from the beginning any constraints that they would have, because many people would put these challenges first. Okay, but I don't have time, but the pricing, but will it fit? You're addressing them up front. So, they already have their questions answered. And then, is the sell. This is it. Honestly, this is how I'm making every sale. And of course, you can go through tiny bits of details through every emails and adapting it again to your audience. But this is it. This is the sequence. And yes, for each of them you will have from my side templates, okay, with emails that I am actually building in your toolkits. But you can follow exactly these titles if you want: awareness, problem, deep dive, awareness of what's possible, addressing challenges up front, and actually launching the sale. And it's impossible not to succeed with this. Why this works? Because warm leads need to be warmed up. As simple as that. They need to understand the problem before they will invest in the solution. So if at the hot leads we go and say, hey, I saw you have this problem, I have this solution, interested? So you are pretty much getting right here to email 5. With warm leads you need a bit of the education, and of course all these emails can include case studies and examples of your results. Okay, any questions so far? Are we good? Melissa, yeah, I numbered that wrongly. Maybe I should say launch day -5. Launch day -5, launch day -4, launch day -3. I will correct this before I send it to you. Do you suggest direct messages or personal email from email or on Substack? Your choice. I suggest direct message, but your choice. You can also send them just an email to the hot leads. I thought you meant they come after the first welcome onboarding email sequence, I guess. This has nothing to do with the onboarding email. This has to do with launching an offer. Okay, launching an offer outside the Substack paid offer. Okay, like a course, a workshop, or anything else. All right. Okie doke. Then let's move forward to how we approach the cold leads. Okay. With the cold leads, you don't approach them. That's my honest advice, because you would just lose your energy on someone who will not buy your high ticket offer. And again, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about paid offer on Substack. I'm talking about high ticket offer here. Okay. Followers who rarely engage, maybe just open once in a while, don't reply to any emails, are not showing any buyer signals. They do not need to be sold at this moment. What they need is more nurturing, and more trust building from your side with your regular posts, and maybe awareness that you are having an offer that you are putting in your public posts, but not a direct approach. You will be just wasting your time there. If you really want to engage with them, of course, if you have time, no problem, but why not focus on the hot and warm leads instead? Now, cold leads rarely convert. That's my experience. They need months of nurturing in many cases for a high ticket offer. And instead, during your launch, include them in your launch email. Some will surprise you. The public ones, I mean. Post on social where they can see, so they are aware that you are having their an offer that maybe fits them, and they have been completely silent. But do not engage with them directly or spend time chasing them or understanding exactly why they don't need it right now. Build that trust separately. After you launch, keep nurturing them with valuable content. Of course, your public valuable content has to be there. Some will become warm hot leads in the next period, maybe less than 3 months, maybe more, and they could buy your next offer. Why not? I had many good surprises like that. when people definitely became a hot lead in a very short period of time, because I was consistently showing public content freely that was so good that people could actually implement things there and not putting it behind a paywall. But I had also much more examples, especially from the people in my community who are focusing on, launching to cold leads and spending, a lot of energy on them. Like, yeah, I had a business coach, Joanna, is her name, who had roughly 2,000 subscribers. And she spent a lot of time just chasing them and wondering why they don't open the emails. And she didn't really know what to do anymore. She was so frustrated that they were not engaging at all. And she got a very low amount of sales, with that audience, obviously. Well, the next time she focused on her hot leads, just 1 month later, and the results were completely different. If you do not have the right results, it might be because you have focused on the wrong audience. Okay, so if your offer is validated through feedback, then you have focused on the wrong audience for selling it. That's also a signal for you to course correct and see whom you are focusing on. Okay, now, how to segment your audience right now? I will not put you 15 minutes to do this, but it will take you 15 minutes. You can simply open a spreadsheet and put in 3 columns: hot leads, warm leads, and everyone else. Okay, while hot leads will be the ones who recently, in the last month, let's say, DM'd you, commented multiple times, replied to your emails, downloaded your resources, showed up to your events, asked you questions in your lives, explicitly said they struggle with what you're solving. Okay, you can put this in a simple spreadsheet while looking at your data, or you can also use AI. Download your users, your subscribers from Substack, and ask AI to segment your audience into hot, warm, and cold leads. And that's how you are getting them right away. And you can, have a conversation based on the prompts that I gave you also yesterday. You can take that conversation a little further and ask, that besides segmentation, ask you to create a list of these hot, warm, and cold leads for you, so that you can actually approach these people one on one afterwards as well, or at least create an email only for them. Now, I have multiple times said send them an email that is, specifically for this type of audience. And the truth is, you cannot do that on Substack, right? We all know that. You can send emails only to a few subscribers on Substack. Yes, you can, by going into the filters and filtering by activity, for example, or by type of audience. There are multiple filters you can use, but you cannot filter by name. So in Substack, your hot leads would be people who have been actively engaging with your content. For example, you can select something like opened your, in the last 7 days, opened all your emails. You can have that filter in Substack. So if you know that in the last 7 days you sent 3 posts, that you can say in the last 7 days who are the people who opened 3 posts. Okay, and you will have exactly the number of subscribers. So you can do these filters, but what's easier is to create, a separate list of subscribers based on your analysis or the one you are making with AI, and go to a different email service. I personally use Kit, for example, and import those subscribers there, give them a name, hot leads of November 25, and then you can email them directly there and create a chain of messages as well for them as well, if that's easier for you. So your choice. Okay, you don't have to just stay on one platform while doing that. You don't have to overcomplicate it as well. You can do it all only on one platform. Okay, but if you want to take the next step, for me, it's easier to use Git in addition to Substack. By the way, many people use me. What tools I use, I do not have any employees. I don't want to, create more work for myself. So I didn't want to make this a huge business. I want to spend time with my husband and newborn. So I'm using very simple tools. I am using Google Meet for meetings. Okay, I used to use something called StreamYard, which is very, very good also for workshops, but is not completely necessary unless you want some fancy things. I use Substack. I rarely post on LinkedIn just because I had a legacy account there that I don't want to don't want it to completely die. I use Kit for sending some separate messages that I want to maybe be scheduled, just to make sure I have it there. For example, your reminders today with how to join a few minutes before the call were sent via Kit because I wanted to make sure you are having it. Okay. And what else I use? And I use AI. I use Claude and Perplexity. That's it. That's it, really. So you don't really need a lot of tools to make things happen. And for landing pages, uh, there is a place, you know, you can sell your offers with the Google document. Honestly, if you are approaching this right, you can sell your messages, you offers with the Google document. You don't need more than that. If you're already talking to a person and say, I have something that might interest you, that's, you know, you can send them the Google document. Or you can use a simple landing page from Comi. I'll give you exactly comi.io, where you can create the loveliest little landing page that sold most of my workshops, this year, very, very easily. And you don't even need a place like School. I like School because you can talk to each other there privately. You can, I don't know, use WhatsApp or Discord as well. Although School, can be a nice addition as well. Do you know if it's allowed to export subscribers from Squarespace and import them into Substack newsletter, or do I need their permission? I don't know about exporting, but importing you can do on Substack for many other places you have. I don't know about Squarespace's as exporting, but you should be able to. And yes, Comi.io. And importing on Substack, you can definitely do that. Before you import anyone on Substack, it would be nice to send them a message, an email, asking for their permission. It's always better than for them to just wake up that they are on a different list. But, your choice. Yeah, so it's really about asking the audience permission, than anything else. But if you have the option to export it, then it's allowed. And I would at least send a message to the people. If you just want to import them directly, at least send them a message you did that, and say why you did and what's in it for them for staying on Substack for you. It would be a nice touch. Okay, good. Now, pricing strategy. Okay, and again, you have some toolkits for this as well in your school, so you don't have to worry about this. Now that you have who will buy, pricing is equally important. Okay, what if no one pays for this? You don't have to think about that. Okay, you need to price based on value and think about what's the return of investment for my customers. That should be your concern, not what they will buy for this. And trust me, you can make an offer of 20k dollars, and get paid for it if it's the right value. You'll be surprised, um, how often people buy things that actually serve them well if you position it rightly and clearly. Okay, obviously don't try to trick anyone. We're not talking about here position it in a way that is not true, because you'll get in very big problems at least. Okay, before before anything else, I'm sure we don't have to talk about that. But if you have an offer that solves a problem, then you have to price it correctly. What I mean by that is, think about, uh, okay, if you are helping someone making 30k per month, then is it worth for them to pay for a program costing 3k? Right? The immediate answer is yes. So start from the problem that you are solving and know for sure that you are solving, and then price it. Your formula is simple. Value delivered in, per risk, that's your price. How does this relate into different industries? Okay, sales coach. And I try to give you here 3 specific examples. You have more as well in your toolkits. And this means you don't just price it like, yeah, I think this program is worth $10, or maybe it's worth $1,000 because Anna told me that I can price higher. And this is really about the value versus risk. Sales coach. Your offer could be a 30 days intensive that helps a B2B person close 3 more deals per month. An average deal size for a B2B salesperson is probably 5K. Okay, 3 more deals, that means 15K extra revenue per month. Annual revenue for that will be 180K. Okay, now the risk is low because you have a proven process and case studies, so you actually know how to solve this, and your price would be 2,000, 3,000 and a half. Okay, if they invest 2,000 and make an extra 180K per year, you're giving them 72 ROI. Okay, that's not expensive, that's a steal. So that's how you calculate it. Again, a productivity consultant. Your offer could be a time audit plus systems that saves founders 15 hours per week. Their time is worth $300 per hour. And yes, there is a price per hour, especially executives have, how much does your time cost you as well per hour? You think about how much you are making, and that's your cost per hour. It's very easy. 15 hours means $4,500 per week saved. Okay. Monthly value, that's 18K. You have done this 50 times, so you know how to save them 15 hours per week. Your price, let's say $2,000. They invest 2K once and they save 18K per month. Pays for itself. Parenting coach. 6 weeks program helping parents reduce tantrums and bedtime battles. What does this mean? Less stress, worth 5K for overwhelmed parents. Why? This is about time and investment in other programs or tools. If they would have to have a babysitter, or they would have to, employ some other tools, toys in order to do that. Okay. Better relationship with kids, obviously that's priceless. More peace at home. I know what that means. Your price $400, $800 for a parent making 80K per year, spending 600. I put it in the middle to have peaceful evenings. That's an easy yes. Okay, so you just have to make sure that you know what problems you are solving for and how much that is worth for the people who are getting it solved. Okay, when you price based on value you deliver, not what it costs you to deliver it, premium pricing makes perfect sense. And yes, you have your pricing calculator in your toolkit. Okay, now I shared a lot. I want to make sure that I'm hearing your concerns or any questions so far before I go further. And you can unmute yourself or put it in the chat. I never heard of this. This is awesome. I'll look for GHL2. Go high level. There are so many good options. Yes, Stephanie. I can make you a list as well of tools if you wish, and share it with you later on in school. I'm definitely going to do that. Okay, are we good? Do you have a template for gathering testimonials? No, but I can make you one. I'll take a note as well. I use testimonials too. I will share this with you here for gathering feedback, and it's awesome, honestly. And you can. I'm just gonna share it in the chat right now. All right, testimonial 2, that's my page where I take testimonials. It's very easy. People can leave a testimonial there. By the way, if this was helpful to you, please leave me your feedback. It would be fabulous if you can leave it also on testimonial. Thank you for this opportunity, Melissa. Denise. Okay, How can you get a number to value the ROI on a concept so abstract? Well, that's there. So let's see. I help women who feel trapped in their minds return to their bodies and build inner calm and confidence in 6 weeks without endless therapy or overthinking using my. There you go. What does endless therapy cost them? you know, how much a therapy session would cost them for this? If it's endless, then it has to be at least two in those 6 weeks. And how much time would they be wasting doing this? Okay, not to mention the opportunities they are missing by not taking this step. And those opportunities could be work related, could be personal relationship related. Again, if it saves time, you can put $1 on it from your perspective of, making a priced offer. That's how you calculate. It's not about how abstract is your offer. Okay, it's really about what it saves. If it saves time, if it saves energy, then you can put $1 on it. Okay, it's really that easy. If they have to do something else, then that something else costs time and energy, if you do not have any other criteria. Or you can put the cost of opportunity missed as well. All right, then what I have next is really a sequence of emails that you can send. I would suggest that we do not go through exact the templates, because this is here for you to actually look at them, what goes into which day, and you have some templates for it that I will definitely encourage you to go through and ask me any question. The reason why is because I don't want you to follow an exact template, but what I told you of those 5 steps, that's what you really need to apply. And remember that you are not selling, you are connecting with the right people with the right solution. That's really the key message that you need to really put in your mind. You have lots of examples as well in your toolkits, as well as in this little presentation that I have put here. But what's important is to adapt it to your specific audience. And again, ask me questions or ask anyone in our community after this. You will have a full list of another 6 toolkits available for you. uh okay. All right. Anything else that you want to ask me? If not, I have just a little thing maybe that I can share with you additionally. Nose to cash. Nose to cash opens at level 3. So just engage on school community, and you will have it there. Templates for newsletters in general. I do not have templates for newsletter in general. Sorry. For landing pages, you have definitely a template in the toolkits as well. Okay, now very quickly, I want to share with you that there are also some next steps if you want to take. First of all, internalize this, apply it, go to your audience, and be awesome with your offers. Okay, price it based on the value that you are delivering. I invite you also to definitely connect with each other and make sure that you are sharing within community and asking for feedback. That's essential. Now, if you want to take things further, I do have an opportunity for you to work with me one-on-one more intensely. I can share more details with you. Just send me, I'm in, or, reply to my latest email and I'll share with you all the details. But what I'm talking about is an accelerator, 4 weeks intensive, where you're working with me directly and with a very small group of people, maximum 10, that we will be in this group starting on December 2nd, where we are taking your offer, and you have to have an offer from 1 to 3K currently to 30K per month. And that's the goal, and that's what we'll be focusing on. And it's strictly for people who want to scale up, from going and without more effort, from going from 1K to 30K per month. What you get: 4 weeks intensive, 2 private sessions with me, 60 days of community access, and a complete AI system. This is valued more than 6,000, and your investment will be under 3,000, or two of 1,700 for it. We start December 2nd, and I already have 3 of these spots actually closed. So if you want in, you just let me know. I will share also more details with you via email, but of course you can ask me absolutely anything about it that you, I don't know, you might be interested in. So with that, I'm going to open, the session for any questions. You just can unmute yourself or put it in the comments.